Tonight's bedtime lesson is about chicken pox. Let me turn off this fan a minute. There we go. Like I said, tonight's bedtime lesson out of 2 is called chicken pox. Now, it is a mild and common illness that mostly affects children but can be caught at any age. Causes of chicken pox. Chicken pox, known medically as varicella, is caused by a virus called the varicella zoster virus. It spread quickly and easily from someone who is infected. Chicken pox is most common in children under the age of 10. Children usually catch chicken pox in winter and spring, particularly between March and May. Symptoms of it. Chicken pox causes a rash of red, itchy spots that turn into fluid-filled blisters. They then crust over to form scabs, which eventually drop off. The spots normally appear in clusters and tend to be behind the ears, on the face, over the scalp, on the chest and belly, and on the arms and legs. But the spots can be anywhere on the body, including inside the ears and mouth, on the palms of the hands, soles of the feet, and inside the nappy area. The rash starts as small, itchy red spots. These develop a blister on top and become very itchy after about 12 to 14 hours. After a day or two, the fluid in the blisters get cloudy and they begin to dry out and crust over. After 1 to 2 weeks, the crust and skin will fall off naturally. New spots can keep appearing in waves for 3 to 5 days after the rash begins. So different groups of spots may be at different stages of blistering or drying out. Before chicken pox spots appear, before the rash happens, you or your child may have some mild flu-like symptoms, including feeling sick, a high temperature of 38 degrees or 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit or over, aching, painful muscles, headache, generally feeling unwell, loss of appetite. These symptoms, especially the fever, tend to be more common and worse in adults than in children. For most children, chicken pox is a mild illness that gets better on its own. Chicken pox tends to be more severe in adults than children. Adults have a higher risk of developing complications. Treatment. There is no treatment for chicken pox, but you can get remedies from your pharmacy that can help them. These include a paracetamol to help bring down a fever, alkalamine lotion, and cooling gels to ease itching. In most children, the blisters crust up and fall off naturally within 1 to 2 weeks. Adults with chickenpox may be helped by taking several antiviral medicine if it's diagnosed early enough. Stopping the spread. You should keep children off school or nursery until all the spots have crusted over. This will help stop chickenpox being spreaded. Adults with chickenpox should stay off work until all the spots have crusted over. Chickenpox is infectious from 1 to 2 days before the rash starts. It stops being infectious when all the blisters have crusted over. This happens usually 5 to 6 days after the start of the rash. If you or your child has chickenpox, try to keep them away from public areas. This will help them to avoid contact with people who may not have had it. You should especially stay away from people who are at risk of serious problems, such as newborn babies, pregnant women, or anyone with a weakened immune system. Who's at higher risk of chickenpox? Some children and adults are at special risk of serious problems if they catch chickenpox, include the ones like I said earlier. These people should speak to their GP as soon as possible, as they are exposed to the chickenpox virus or they may develop chickenpox symptoms. They may need a blood test to check if they are protected from immune to chickenpox. Oh my. Chickenpox in pregnancy. Ugh. If you're pregnant, chickenpox can occasionally cause complications. Chickenpox occurs in approximately 3 in every 1,000 pregnancies. Your risk of developing pneumonia is slightly higher than if you're pregnant, especially if you smoke. The further you are into your pregnancy, the more serious the risk of pneumonia tends to be. If you get chickenpox while you're pregnant, there is also a small risk, but significant risk to your unborn baby. If you get chickenpox during the first 28 weeks of your pregnancy, there is a risk that your unborn baby could develop a condition known as foetal varicella syndrome, or FVS. This type of syndrome is rare. It can cause serious complications, including scarring, eye defects such as cataracts, shortened limbs, brain damage. There is also other risks from catching chickenpox after 20 weeks of pregnancy. It's possible that your baby may be born prematurely before week 37 of the pregnancy. If you are affected with chickenpox 7 days before or 7 days after giving birth, your newborn baby may develop a more serious type of chickenpox. In a few severe cases, this type of chickenpox can be fatal. Now, chickenpox and shingles. Once you've had chickenpox, you usually develop antibodies to the infection and become immune to catching it again. But the virus that causes chickenpox, the varicella zoster virus, stays inactive in your body's nerve tissues. This can come back later in life as an illness called shingles. It's possible to catch chickenpox from someone with shingles, but not the other way around. But is there a vaccine about chickenpox? There is a chickenpox vaccine, but it is not part of the routine childhood vaccination schedule. Only children and adults who are more vulnerable to the complications of chickenpox will get offered to the vaccine. It may be possible to develop the infection after vaccination. There is also a chance that someone who has had the vaccine could develop chickenpox after coming into close contact with a person who has shingles. Time for our second bedtime lesson.